Good evening, folks. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Just about January is already over, just about. I know it's tax season. The title of this show that there's work to be done. Let's do it. Let's get going. Let's do what we need to do. I talk and I talk, and I've been preaching, not just me, it's folks like me. It's so easy for us to be distracted. I didn't watch Donald Trump's inauguration, nor did I watch it for Barack Obama or anybody else. Um, I didn't protest it because it wasn't anything for us to protest. I got a text where a person was asking me and say, let's show strength by protesting Donald Trump's inauguration. We do so many meaningless things. How about let's protest and let's show strength by getting the people out of office that should not be in there and putting people in office that needs to be in there. People that have our best interests at heart. We can tell what folks have done. We can tell what they're going to do. Now, some folks, when they'll promise you the world and then they'll promise you anything, they'll tell you anything you want to hear. Case in point is Percy Bland. He would tell you anything that you want to hear just to get your support. He'll make you laugh. He'll play ball with you. He'll drink beer with you. See, niggas like that don't mean you no good. Because all you got to do, if you know what he's going to do, is just look at what he did the last time he was in office. When a person show you who they are, believe him. He's already showing you who he is. He's a lying ass, very poor administrator that has his hand in everything, doesn't care about the community at all. One of the things that the reason he's chasing, he's looking for power, like everybody else. They want power, power, power. You know, politics follow power, power follow politics. So when you're not in politics, you usually lack power. Now, some people can have power and not be in politics. But in case in point, it's people like Donald Trump and Percy. They want that power. Boy, look how everyone is kissing his ring. Percy wants that so bad. And he's somewhat enthusiastic because Donald Trump won. You like Donald Trump, but you're not Donald Trump, Percy Bland. You're not going to win. I don't care about all the niggas talking about you. Well, everybody excited. Most of the niggas that's excited not gonna vote anyway. And niggas are just like you. They'll tell you what you want to hear and then go and then they'll talk about your time. You later. It doesn't happen too many times. It has happened to me before. A person smiling in my face and talking to me, and I say I'm just stopping for the moment. And when I walk away, the person stays there and say, yeah, yeah, and say negative things or bad things about me. And the person that he's telling it to can't wait to come back and tell me. Let me tell you, people, let me give you some advice. You better stop running your damn mouth so much. Stop talking about folks. Stop talking about things that you don't know anything about. Stay out fucking people business. It's just folks always running their mouth and don't know what the hell they're talking about. And you know what? All you got to do, if you don't know who your friends are, get in a situation where you have a need. Get in a situation where you go to jail. Get in a situation where you don't have anything to eat. Get in a situation where you can't pay your bills. Then go to that person and ask them for help. And they'll show you what kind of friend they are, that they are not. I think that we have an opportunity now. We have a rare opportunity. We have an opportunity where I am here in Birmingham, Alabama, to keep the current Mayor Woodfin, or get someone new. You have an opportunity in Meridian, Mississippi, where I'm from, to keep what you have, get something new, or go back to the past. Now, look here. Our interview gonna go back and get the old vehicle that your mama had, or you're gonna go back and start get rid of your electricity and start using the oil lamp? No, you're not gonna start doing them things. Or you're gonna go back and get on the railroad track and use the push car where you go up and down, or go back and get in a steam engine, or you're gonna go back and get your Studebaker and ride in, or you're gonna get your you have electric bikes now. You have scooters that electric motorized. Or you're gonna go back to pushing? No, you're not. Why would you go back to the past? Why would you go back and get a Negro like Percy Bland and bring him to my renew vision? The nigga don't have any vision. The nigga just want power and money. That's all he wants. He don't have no vision. He didn't have a vision before. He wants revenge. He wants power. And he need you to do so. See, they don't need you. They ain't got nothing to say to you. Go by how Jimmy Smith been treated. Got nothing to say to you. Ain't got no talk for you. Ain't got no time for you. Don't do anything for you or for your children. Person did the exact same thing. Everything is watered down in the black community for black folks. And Lord, let's not talk about the police department. They seem to have weaponized the police department in Florida. They have done it in Alabama. They've done it in Georgia. They're doing it in everywhere where there's you have what you call the Casa Doctrine, where you have a right to carry a gun, where you can stand your ground. The only folks that cannot stand their ground appear to be black people, because law enforcement, anytime they see a black person with the gun, they take a front. You can Google where this person was pulled over, and he told me, and it happened in Jacksonville, Florida. He was pulled over. He told him he had a gun, and so he had it in his holster, and they attempted to take the gun, and the lady ended up shooting him. Now she has since been fired, but folks, why would they touch his gun in the first place? He had a right to have it. But they do us like that. And the first thing that is, Meridian is notorious for that. They take folks' guns all the time, and then they make them go through the gauntlet to give it back. If you take something from a person, possession is 9/10 ownership. So if you take something from someone, then you should, and if the gun is stolen, they're going to get charged with possession of a handgun, possession of stolen property. They're not going to go back and say, is this your gun? But if the gun is not stolen, well, you need to give us a receipt. That's outside of the law. They want to keep your gun. See, you can't have it both ways. But Meridian, Mississippi is notorious for that. Case in point, my son been charged with possession of stolen property, which was a gun, but they have taken so many guns from him and have not given them back to him, and none of those guns were stolen. Now, what kind of thing is that? Isn't that something? But that's what they do to our children. That's what they do to black folk. This is Jimmy Smith, the same Negro that's going to be coming around asking you to vote for his ass and keep his ass in office when you have a rogue police force that doesn't focus on anybody, anything but in the black community. Now, a lot of you out there talking, and you love to hear low talk, you love to hear me talk, you love to hear Scotty Rowe, you love to hear news, you love to go and look at WTOK, which you probably don't do that too much, but your folks do, and you go and read the Meridian Star, you don't do that too much, but your folks do, some people do. But my point is, case in point, is that your ass is nose as hell. You want people to tell you what's going on, but you won't do anything about what's going on. It is so easy. It's not even complicated. People like myself and like Martin Luther King and folks like that, we put our life on the line. We put our liberty on the line when we tell you things that you won't otherwise know, because the media control the information that you get. You making Scotty Ray a millionaire. Scotty Ray don't give a damn about you. He got somebody on the inside telling him shit, which he's probably paying him. I don't know, but he don't give a damn about you. He just want to tell you what's going on in your neighborhood, and you can't wait to go to that nigga and read his shit, and your numbers is making this man a millionaire. And I tell you what, y'all hear Tubet, what's up? Folks, everything that I have done, I have never monetized on it, meaning that even when you get so many people following you or so many views, you can monetize it, but I've never received money from YouTube, Facebook, or anyone like that. I don't want the money. I want to make a difference in the community. You can't buy me. I'm not going to sell myself to you. It's just, I beg the question, why would anyone sacrifice? Let's say that I'm okay. It's so many Negroes in Meridian, Mississippi that wears the nice clothes, the casual wear with the tie, or either with the shirt, look clean, look the professional look, what I call. But they don't care anything about you. They don't care anything about you at all. They're not doing it. I know a few people out there that really, really care about the black community. Case in point, I hope he don't mind me mentioning his name, man. That's Ted Reynolds. Ted Reynolds is very educated. That's Major Lieutenant Colonel Ted Reynolds, retired. United States Air Force. He was over the Air National Guard out there in Meridian. A lot of you didn't know that about him. And Ted is also the chairman of the Lauderdale County Democratic Party, if I'm not mistaken. Very educated. He's also one of the, I don't know what his position is, but he holds a pretty high position down there on Front Street at the Arts and Entertainment Building. But Ted is a very successful and very strong black man that cares about the black community. Now he cares about the community, period. But he definitely cares about the black community and really want to see things be better for us. He has a very passive, a very good spirit, but he's a very strong black man. Some of them, some folks out there just want to be on boards just to brag about I'm on this board and that board. Man, what does it do? How does it affect? What good is to be on a board if you're not doing anything in the black community to create a better quality of life for black people? Now I'm talking to all you Negroes out there that support Percy Bland. How could you? How could you? Every last one of you out there that support Percy Bland, he lied to you. He not just one time, not just two times. As much as you went into his face, he lied to you. He has proven himself to be a liar. That's all he gonna do, folks. And a lot of the same people that he has lied to, done things to, mistreated, put in jail, such as myself, such as Lolo, supporting him. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. As well as I like some of the people that are supporting him. Oh, what I think that, look, at some point of time, damn it, we got to look out what's best for the black community. What is best for the black community? And that Negro is not best for the black community. Jimmy Smith is not what's best for the black community. Now, damn it, now you got to get out of this. I don't give a damn if he's your granddaddy. I don't give a damn if Percy Bland is your lover, your gay lover, your outside lover, your side chick, your side nigga. I don't give a damn what he is to you. I don't care how much money he promised you. Fuck that nigga. And damn it, it's time for us to put somebody in there that's going to do right about the community. Now, you got other people that are running for mayor, such as Tyrone Johnson, such as this low guy, I think that's his last name, such as Rita Jack. Any of those three would do better than the Negroes that's been there and the Negroes that's in there now. It's time for change, folks. Sam Cooke sung that stuff in 1965 or the 1960s about a change is going to come. Well, it's going to come, but you're going to have to help effect that change. That change is not going to happen if you're waiting on God to do it. And I got to talk about this. I have seen more sick people. They'll tell me there's two places there are more sick people than it is in a hospital. There's more sick people in the church and in nursing home than it is in a hospital. How is it that a church where you believe in God and you get down on your knees and you pray to God every Sunday, you pray to God every night, you thanking for everything you get and you barely can pay your bill. You don't have shoes on your feet. You can't eat. Things are going bad for you, but you going to church every Sunday. It's nothing but an organization, folks. It has nothing to do with God. Going to church on Sunday has nothing to do with your closeness to God. You're going to church now. There's always the deviation of the norm. So there's some churches that really make a difference, but you can count them on one hand. And you got probably more than 250 churches in Meridian, Mississippi. A lot of them counted that are black. 1% of them, less than 1% of them, making a difference in a lot of their counties. Making a difference, really care about the sick and shut in, really care about what's going on in the community, really care about the congregation. They're not out there trying to make $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 every Sunday. Some of those Negroes make more on Sunday than they make all week on their job. They're not God, folks. But I just wanted to point that out to you. It's got to be something wrong there. And you know, we talking about the God, what did that made the blind see, the lame walk, and the deaf hear. Wow, man, I'm talking about, and the dumb talk. We talking about that God. How is it that you can't talk? How is it that you can't see? How is it that you can't hardly move around? Why is it that churches need a handicap ramp? Damn it, pray to God. Tell him to put some damn legs on your body so you can walk into church. Something wrong somewhere. When you take all of that money and you pay that pastor that kind of salary, and you got people's in there they're culpable with that preacher now getting paid too, but ain't no money going nowhere else other than to those white banks. It's not going to loan you any money. We're going to continue to enrich themselves, their quality of life in their community. We are some sick people. It is something so wrong with us where we can make life better for everybody else but ourselves. It's time for us to stop doing that and start looking out for ourselves. We need to vote this time. We don't need to vote for Percy Bland, lying, thieving, no good, sorry ass. We don't need to keep Jimmy Smith in there. We need to send Jimmy Smith ass home. You send Jimmy Smith home, keep Percy Bland ass from coming back in there doing what he did before, which is nothing. You will send a message that'll be heard throughout the South. The Negroes in Meridian, Mississippi have finally overcame. We shall overcome. We ain't gonna overcome nothing if we don't get out and do it ourselves. We keep going for the same thing. Malcolm X talked about this shit in 1965. Here it is, 2025, and the same shit is going on. Damn it, it's time for us to end it. There's no way that we should continue. He warned us in 65. Stop fighting and stay out of people's business. Stop fighting and stop talking about folks. Everybody got something clever to say on Facebook. Everybody got something clever to say on Instagram and TikTok. Folks, the only thing you're doing is making somebody else rich. But what you're saying, you're sounding real clever. Won't you do something clever? Won't you get out and vote for change? It's time for us to vote now. It's time for us to do something. And I want to deviate a little bit. And I want to talk about, I want to talk about this. I want to tell you guys is that, to me, y'all can say what you want to. Now, I want to talk about Donald Trump a little bit. Donald Trump, in my opinion, is off to a good start with a lot of things. Maybe not. But he seemed to be doing a lot. He's trying to keep his campaign promises. And that's a good thing. What I don't like is the executive orders. It's something that they start doing, just like he undid Biden things. The next president can undo what he did. We got to get back to the Constitution, folks. We need to have term limits on the Supreme Court, in the Senate, and in the House. We need to have term limits in all our governmental offices. We need to do away with lobbying and make that illegal and unconstitutional, because this is what's wrong with our country, where a select few get to live good. And while the masses suffer and do without. Now you find what's going on a national level. You find the same thing going on a local level. I don't think it's right for Donald Trump to have pardoned all those folks. I don't think any of them should have received a pardon. I don't think his ass should have been above the law. I'm just telling you. Now, Donald Trump is kind of like a thug. Donald Trump look out for his friends. He's loyal to people that's loyal to him. I admire that in him. But for us, the things that he did, like some police officers deserve to be beat. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Case in point, like the one that threw the false charges on me deserve to be beat. But some literally does do a very, very good job and should not be singled out. I think we have some very good officers, and I think some of them work so hard. Case in point is Rita Jackson, Thomas Van. I think they were very good officers. And look what Percy Bland is doing, started all the stuff, but Jimmy Smith didn't do anything to end it. Look at Lolo. Lolo was facing more than 75 years in prison. Percy Bland administration did it. Jimmy Smith administration didn't do nothing to stop it. Now, eventually, it was Cassie Coleman that dismissed it against me. Now, I don't think they eventually dismissed it against Lolo. They decided not to pursue it. But look what all she had to go through, and look how much money she had to go. Folks, I got to tell y'all this. If you're my friend and you're supporting Percy Bland, I got to say, I got to question your friendship. If you consider yourself my family and you support Percy Bland or Jimmy Smith, I got to question that. If you consider yourself a friend, don't consider yourself a friend of mine if you're supporting Percy Bland. I'm just tell you, I don't have a problem telling you that. Don't consider yourself any kind of political activist, or you caring about the Black community, and that you won't change if you're supporting Percy Bland, or if you're trying to keep Jimmy Smith in there. Now, we have other peoples, we have other choices. We need to make sure those two do not be around when it comes July the 7th. I think that's the day. We need to make sure that. I want to talk about, I went to see Big Rob and O.B. Buchanan. I'll never do another concert at the Silver Star Casino. I felt like I was sitting in a crowded auditorium. They take the seats and they set them out. The seats are only about 18 inches to 24 inches. 18 to just standard size, about 18 inches wide, I would say, probably about 18 inches wide, and that's not good enough. Most folks' butt is bigger than that. Now mine ain't, but imagine me and Q going to the casino. And another thing they do too, last time I went there, I was able to pick my seats out. They don't let you do that anymore. They have a VIP section, and that section of the section is up front, and everybody else, they just randomly gives you, assign you a seat. I'll never go there again. It's nasty. It needs to be updated. The carpet that's seen appears that the carpet on the floor at the Silver Star Casino has been there since they built the Silver Star Casino. They need to upgrade it. They need to build a coliseum. They need to go and see. Now it'll be good if they gonna have some kind of thing there where they serving food there or something like that. That would be okay. But for us to watch a concert, horrible. The first thing, they stand up, get up off your feet. And for me to have went, for us to have went to a grown person show, I never seen so many grown people act so childish. Will stand up in front of you and start dancing and with any regard. So we don't even care about other people. So we are some very, very unique people. If we don't turn things around, then we won't be around ourselves. Now, Israel went in there and just basically destroyed the Palestinians, but we're doing the same thing to ourselves because we keep selling each other out. We don't care about each other. We keep re-electing Negroes like Percy Bland and Jimmy Smith. It's time for us to stand up and make a difference and do some changing. And so I just want to tell you that the Silver Star is the worst place to go and see a concert. Don't ever do it. I want to say that in Ward 4, where I live, that TC is running against Ramonda Walker. So is Kim Bonner Houston. I don't know, but it is my opinion that the white folks went and got Kim for her to come back in there and do what she did before. It's kind of suspect. Her ass gone, let her stay gone. It's time for us to get something new. Ramonda Walker ain't did anything since she been in there. She's a very good administrator, I guess. Whatever it is that she do, she need to go back to doing that. Time to send Ramonda home. Let's bring in fresh blood. It's time to bring in new people. So I say, let's get TC in there. TC needs to be in there because TC is a strong black man. He's young. He's young enough to have a bright future in politics. It's time for us to put him in there in Ward 4. Also in Joe Norwood, I think that's 5. You have Mr. Rue running against him. I don't know his first name, but he has a picture up. And so I think it's time for that too. Mr. Rue need to go in there and remove Joe Norwood Jr. up out of there. Joe Norwood Sr., I'm understanding running as a representative in Charles Young Jr.'s seat. Why? If anybody doing that, why would they be doing it? Because Mississippi has what you call a supermajority. They do not need a Democrat. It would just be just a title. So I guess titles is very important to him. So again, I don't know. Don't really care. Dwayne Davis doesn't have any opposition. I talked to some people and they seem to be okay with that. They think this, if Dwayne Davis was to stay and be the sole person that did stay, that he would be okay and that they could work with him. Two Bell, so who that said that? I just told you they. Two Bell said, don't play with me. What up, Two Bell? Y'all know I gotta folks, what we gotta really stop doing is we gotta stop hipping everybody else and start hipping ourselves, right? I want to say this is that I want to say this is that I just found out over in the course of a few days that Gary Naylor from Knoxville County had major surgery and he survived. He came through it. And man, I gotta say this is that my wishes, my thoughts, my prayers, all my hopes goes out to him. Now he's a true soldier, a strong black man, and he's my friend, and he's gonna be okay. And I tell you, folks, not only do we need him here still, and he's still here, like the Williams brothers say, that man, we need more people like him. And so my thoughts, wishes, prayers, and everything goes out to my friend Gary Naylor. I love you, man, and anything I can do, hey, let me know. I know where you at. You know I'll come running. I've done it before, and I'll come there. And I just had to mention that. And I want to say this before I close. I don't want to keep you too long. Is that we cannot forget how incompetent Percy Bland ass was and all the chaos he created. Our problem is that we're not loyal to ourselves. We're loyal to everybody but ourselves. Now we need to start being true to ourselves and loyal to ourselves. You ain't got to like me. Listen to my message. I ain't asking for you for nothing. I'm just asking you, come on, let's change the plight of the Black community. Let's do something differently. Um, we gotta have some principles. We gotta have values. We gotta stop being angry. I know some of you probably mad at me now. I don't care. Hell, if I care, I would care. I want to say one more thing is that what you do in life, it goes for eternity.